Last year, Arizona almost beat USC in the season opener, but everything went downhill from there. They were embarrassed in their rivalry game against Arizona State, losing 70-7, and will have a brand new head coach after firing Kevin Sumlin. But how will this season go? Let's talk about that. As we enter the month of July, we are now in prime preview magazine season, as college football season quickly approaches. Over the next 2 months, I will be previewing every college football team. Yes, all 130, and in this episode, I will be looking at the University of Arizona. Last year, the Arizona Wildcats went 0-5, and it was a season a lot of Arizona fans will probably want to forget. They decided to fire Kevin Sumlin and bring in Jedd Fisch, which was a controversial hire at first. Fisch is 1-1 in his career as he served as the interim coach for UCLA a few years back. He has jumped job to job, holding 12 jobs in 20 years. He was the quarterback coach for the Patriots last year, and before that was the offensive assistant for the Rams. He has also held jobs with Michigan, Miami, Florida, Minnesota, the Seattle Seahawks, Jacksonville Jaguars, Denver Broncos, Houston Texans, and Baltimore Ravens. The hire at first was not well received according to Athlon, but public opinion has since turned around. He hired the lead strength and conditioning coach from Alabama, hired Arizona Hall of Famer Teddy Bruschi to be a special assistant, and brought in former Arizona legend Rob Gronkowski to coach their spring game. He was able to lure Brendan Carroll away from coaching under his father in Seattle after 6 years to become the new Arizona offensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator Don Brown, aka Dr. Blitz, was the defensive coordinator at Michigan the last 5 years and has had 32 players drafted in the past decade. The Wildcats returned 76% of their production from last year, which ranks 46th nationally, with 75% of their production returning on offense, the 54th most, and 77% of the production returning on defense, the 40th most. On offense, the Wildcats returned 5 starters and will be replacing quarterback Grant Gunnell, who decided to transfer to Memphis. The Gunnell transfer is not viewed as a big loss according to Athlon. Will Plummer started the last game of the season and finished the season throwing for 388 yards and 3 interceptions, completing 53.8% of his passes. He will be battling against Washington State transfer Gunnar Cruz, who is fast and a physical player and put together some wild plays recently. They also added UCF transfer Josh McLeod, who started 17 games for the Bulls. Going through the season, Arizona will start to prioritize the run. They will lose their top rusher, but return Michael Wiley, who averaged 7.2 yards per carry and is an explosive runner. He'll be surrounded by underclassmen, but Arizona added Northwestern transfer Drake Anderson. The wide receivers will probably be the strength of the offense. They returned Stanley Berryhill III, Tavion Cunningham, Bobby Carey, and Jamari Joyner, who all combined for 162 receptions and 2,075 yards. They lose Drew Dixon, who recorded 3 receptions. They should also utilize their tight ends more. On the offensive line, the Wildcats return 6 players with starting experience. They lose Robert Congel, but return Jordan Morgan, Donovan Laie, who could be an NFL prospect, and Josh McCauley, who all combined for 61 career starts. They may not be stars, but it should be a productive offensive line. On the defensive side, Arizona returned 7 starters and will be moving away from their laid-back style. They will be moving to a 4-man defensive front and will finally have Pac-12 size on the line. They lose Ray Lopez, but return 6 players with starting experience. J.P. Brown and Jalen Harris could develop into NFL prospects. Aaron Blackwell, Trayvon Mason, and Kyron Barrs all have experience as well. At linebacker, they lose Parker Henley, but add a handful of transfers. Tayshawn Hayward comes from Western Michigan, Kenny Herbert comes from Vanderbilt, and Jerry Roberts comes from Bowling Green. Anthony Pandy will be a team leader, and the 3-man unit is deeper and more talented this year according to Phil Steele. When it comes to the defensive backs, a bunch of walk-ons were forced into action last year. They returned 3 starters. They lose Lorenzo Burns, but return leading tackler Reddy Short. They also add Notre Dame transfer Isaiah Rutherford, who is great in man-to-man coverage, and Northwestern safety Gunnar Maldonado. This will be a long-term rebuild, as the Wildcats went 0-12 in Kevin Sumlin's last 12 games. Fisch will have a lot of work to do. The season will probably be a tough season as the Wildcats play the 7th most difficult schedule according to Phil Steele. Athlon projects them to go 3-9 and 1-8 in conference play, finishing as the 91st best team in the country, while ESPN projects them to win 2.8 games and 1.2 conference games. I project that Arizona will go 3-9 this year and 1-8 in conference. I believe they should beat San Diego State and Northern Arizona, but when I looked at their Pac-12 schedule, I struggled to figure out what game they will win, but I feel like they have to win one, and the best chance comes against California. Along with that, they will have one upset, right? What do you think? How will Arizona do this season? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos in the preview series. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.